Most people underestimate the quiet force that erodes their wealth every year. Inflation moves slowly but relentlessly, reducing the value of money, savings, and investments without warning. While prices rise and earnings stagnate, purchasing power declines silently, unnoticed until it becomes a serious problem. In this video, you will understand how inflation works, why it is so dangerous, and how to protect your wealth over time. Like and subscribe to learn how to fight the hidden erosion of buying power. 1. Understanding inflation as a silent wealth erosion. Inflation is the gradual increase in the general price level of goods and services over time. It is not a sudden event, but a slow, persistent force that erodes the value of money. Imagine holding $100 today. In a decade, if inflation averages 3% per year, that same $100 will buy significantly less. Inflation silently reduces purchasing power without reducing the nominal amount in your wallet. 2. Inflation is often higher than reported. Official inflation rates often understate the real impact on everyday life. Governments use formulas to calculate averages that may not reflect the rising cost of essentials like food, healthcare, and energy. For many households, the effective inflation rate is higher than the published figures. This creates a false sense of security for savers and investors. People believe their purchasing power is stable while it is quietly declining. 3. Fixed income suffers disproportionately. Individuals relying on fixed income, such as bonds, pensions, or savings accounts, are particularly vulnerable to inflation. A bond paying 5% annually may seem secure, but if inflation is 3%, the real return is only 2%. For retirees or those on fixed salaries, the gap between nominal income and actual purchasing power widens every year. Over decades, even moderate inflation can erode life savings, reducing the ability to maintain standard of living. 4. Inflation reduces the value of cash savings. Cash is the most vulnerable asset during inflationary periods. Money sitting idle in a bank account loses purchasing power every day. While safety and liquidity are important, inflation slowly turns accumulated savings into less valuable currency. This hidden erosion often goes unnoticed because account balances appear unchanged in nominal terms. Long-term wealth strategies must account for the decline in real value. Investing in assets that grow faster than inflation is essential. 5. Inflation distorts price signals and decision-making. Inflation affects decisions because it changes the real cost of goods and services, often faster than people realize. Price increases may encourage premature consumption, misallocation of capital, or over-reliance on debt. People underestimate how much more they must earn to maintain the same standard of living. Businesses face the same challenge, needing to adjust pricing strategies, wages, and inventory management. By understanding the systemic effects of inflation, individuals and organizations can make better long-term decisions. 6. Assets respond differently to inflation. Not all investments are affected equally. Stocks, real estate, commodities, and precious metals tend to rise in value with inflation, at least partially preserving purchasing power. Cash and low-yield bonds, however, lose value rapidly. Understanding which assets act as hedges against inflation allows individuals to structure portfolios strategically. For example, real estate often increases in nominal value during inflationary periods, while equities can pass rising costs to consumers, maintaining earnings. 7. Inflation affects debt and leverage. debt behaves differently under inflation. Borrowers benefit if they have fixed-rate debt because the real value of payments declines over time. Lenders, however, lose purchasing power if interest rates do not adjust. Inflation interacts with leverage in complex ways. It can reduce real debt burdens, but also increase interest costs for variable loans. Understanding this relationship allows individuals and organizations to manage liabilities strategically. 8. Inflation changes lifestyle costs gradually. Inflation does not strike suddenly, but gradually shifts the cost of living. Food, transportation, healthcare, and education become more expensive every year, slowly reducing disposable income. Many individuals fail to notice until a decade of accumulation has eroded their ability to maintain standard of living. Recognizing the cumulative effect allows proactive adjustments to income, spending, and investment strategies. 9. Inflation requires active wealth management. Passive strategies that ignore inflation are insufficient for long-term security. Simply saving or relying on fixed income will gradually reduce wealth. Investors must actively seek returns that exceed inflation, diversify across asset classes, and periodically rebalance portfolios. Hedging through assets that appreciate faster than money loses value is essential. Active monitoring of both personal and global economic indicators ensures that portfolios remain protected from unexpected inflationary surges. 10. Inflation rewards awareness and punishes neglect. Ultimately, inflation is impartial. Those who understand its effects and structure portfolios to counteract it maintain purchasing power and grow wealth over time. Those who ignore it see their hard-earned money slowly devalue. Awareness leads to strategic allocation, hedging, and growth planning. Neglect leads to a silent erosion of lifestyle and long-term security. Understanding inflation is not optional for serious wealth building. It is a prerequisite for preserving independence and ensuring financial stability across decades. Inflation is a quiet, relentless force that erodes purchasing power over time. It affects cash, savings, income, and investment returns, often without notice until the impact becomes severe. Understanding its mechanics allows individuals to protect wealth, maintain standard of living, and grow assets in real terms. Those who ignore inflation unknowingly surrender their financial freedom. Like and subscribe to learn how to defend and grow your wealth against this invisible, slow-moving threat.